of you. A very good evening and welcome to today's live session. So as you all know, today we are going to be discussing the reasoning ability section for the IBPS Rrb Assistant Prelims Examination, and the questions that we have chosen for today's session are from the last week All India mock examinations that was given to the TalentSprint student. So I hope all of you took the test last week All India mock examination. So do keep taking these All India mock examinations that we provide to you regularly, because it will definitely help with your preparation for the actual examination. Okay, so we'll start directly. So if you look at last week's All India mock examination, the questions from the reasoning ability section I felt were fairly easy, in the sense the question difficulty level was moderate. Okay, so if you see the Rrb pattern, you have 80 questions which has to be solved in 45 minutes. So you have to see to it that you answer as many questions as possible in the given time. So there were questions on coding, decoding, then a few questions on arrangements, questions on directions, syllogisms, coded inequalities, blood relations. These were the topics that were asked in the last week examination. So today I have chosen a few questions from this paper. So let me share my screen and we'll look at the first question for today's session. So the first question for today's session is there on your screen. Okay, so what is the logic that has been used for this question? In the beginning of the session, some of you saw the screen and you were giving me the answer. So the logic that is being followed here is, see, game played for right is coded as follows. Fight, perform, really ghastly is written as follows. Perfect figure, ruin, great is written as follows. Place for give respect is written as follows. Which of the following is the code for ghost? So here, what is the coding pattern that has been followed? See, if you look at each word, okay, the code for each word, it has three things in it: one symbol, one letter and one number. So the number, what does this number represent? This number actually represents the count of letters in the word, okay, the count of the letters. So if you look at the word game, right, how many letters are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it should be 4, right? So I can, just by cracking this number coding alone, I can say that the code for game is #EN4. So similarly, what is the next, what is the coding pattern that has been followed for the letter coding? The letter coding pattern that has been followed is whatever is the last letter in the given word, that is used for the letter coding, okay. So the last letter in the given word. So if it is game, it was E. That is what they have written here. Now, if you look at the symbol coding, the pattern that is being followed here is, for each first letter in a word, a particular symbol is being used. For example, if you take game, right, G is coded as hash. Similarly, if you take F, right, F is coded as percentage. See here, percentage R3, so F is coded as percentage. Or if you take P, P is coded as this and R is coded as star. So this is the pattern that has been followed. Now, what does the first question say? The first question says, which of the following is the code for ghost? So ghost means how many letters are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you look at the options itself, you know anyway all these three options are going to be wrong. This is going to be my only possible option. But remember, we cannot directly choose this as the answer because you have an option none of these also. So you have to cross check whether this is correct. Yes, so here this 5 part is correct. No, this is correct. Now let us look at T again. What is the last letter in this word ghost? It is T. So the second, that is what is used for letter coding, is they are looking at the last letter in the given word. So this is also correct. Now coming to the symbol coding, we already found that G stands for hash. Here also the first letter is G. So this is also correct. So this is our correct answer. If none of these was not there, directly you can mark this as the answer. But if none of these is there, you have to be careful, because at times this might not also be the right answer. You will have to choose the option none of these. So cross check once. Correct answer is option 4. Next one. Which of the following is the code for respect flight? So respect. Now let us look at what is the code for respect. How many letters are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So there are 7 letters in this word. What is the last letter? It is T. And so if you see here, all of these have T and 7, right? Except this option. So this option is eliminated. It is not the correct option. So you have only 3 options left. Now what is the code for R? The code for R is star, correct? So it is star T7. So again this option is also eliminated. Now you are left with 2 options. Now the next word that you have is fight. So if you look at the word fight, you will have 5 letters here. So the number coding is 5. Now the letter coding is going to be T. So at this point itself you can eliminate this option also. Here you have M and 7, which is not correct. So obviously your correct answer is going to be star T7 and percentage T5. That is option 4. Yes. All of you are getting it correctly. Very good. Next. In the given code language, what does the code percentage E6 stand for? So what does the code percentage E6 stand for? See, the only thing that you can say here is, if it is 6, that means that it is a 6-letter word, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6-letter word. The last letter is going to be E. And what is the first letter? The first letter is going to be, since you have percentage, right? The first letter is going to be F. See, we already found out here, no? F stands for percentage. So I know here F will come. Now what will come in between, right? It can be future or it can be figure. I'm not sure. So the correct answer for this will be cannot be determined from the given information. I cannot say what percentage E6 stands for. Yes, very easy question it is. Answer is can't be determined. Next one. Which of the following is the code for perfect? So what is the code for perfect? How many letters are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 letters are there in this word. And what is the last letter? It is T. And what is P coded as? P is coded as @ of, right? So this is the answer that we are looking at. That is option 2. Next one. What is the code for pleasure? Again, a very easy one. What is the code for pleasure? How many letters are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters are there. Last letter is E. And again, I know P is coded as @ of. So the answer is option 3, @ of E8. Next. Okay. In each question given below, 3 statements are followed by 2 conclusions numbered 1 and 2. So based on the looking at the given statements and conclusions, you have to say which conclusion follow. So next is a question on syllogisms. Yes. So let us solve this. What is given here? Some Honda are Yamaha. Some Honda are Yamaha. No Honda is a hero. So I'm just drawing the basic diagram here. No Yamaha is Pulsar. No Yamaha is Pulsar. So what is the conclusions that you have? Some Honda are Pulsar. Some Honda are Pulsar. It's not a definite conclusion, right? Some Honda can be Pulsar, it cannot be. By looking at the basic diagram, you cannot conclude that. So some Honda are Pulsar does not follow. Next one. Some Honda are not Pulsar. Yes, definitely Hondas which are Yamaha, right? This Hondas which are Yamaha are definitely not Pulsar. So conclusion 2 follows. So the correct answer here is only 2 follows. Yes. Next one. Same question. The conclusions are different here. So let us just replicate the basic diagram that we drew for the first question. So you have Honda, then you have Yamaha, then you have Pulsar, and here you have Hero. So this is the diagram that we drew. Now what does the first conclusion say? Some Yamaha are not Hero. Some Yamaha are not Hero. Yes, the Yamaha which are Honda, right? They are definitely not Hero. So this conclusion follows. Next one. Some Hero are Yamaha. Some Hero are Yamaha. Again, it's not a definite conclusion. It can be or it cannot be true. So here 2 does not follow. Some Hero are Yamaha does not follow. So what is your correct answer? Your correct answer is if only conclusion 1 follows, that is option 1. Okay, next question. Anamika started to walk 3 meters from a point A towards east and reached a point B. So some information about her walking is given, and based on that questions are asked. So a question on directions. Again, this was a fairly easy question on directions. There was one more set on directions that was also fairly easy. Okay, let us try to solve it. Anamika started to walk 3 meters from point A. Okay, so this is point A and Anamika is walking 3 meters from point A towards east and reaches point B. Then what is she doing? Then she turns southwest. So if you have any confusion, always draw the directions diagram, north, south, east and west. Right, then she is walking southwest. So she is going to go in this direction. And how much is she walking? She is walking for 4 meters and then she is reaching point C. Again she turns southeast. So she is going to turn like this. Right, this is southeast. And she is walking for 5 meters and she is reaching point D. Then she is turning north for and walking for 3 meters. So she is turning north, walking 3 meters and she is reaching the point E. Now she is turning east, walking 5 meters and reaching the point F. She finally turns southwest, walks for 5 meters to reach a point G. So this is the pattern in which she has walked. Now the first question. Anamika is now in which direction from point A? So Anamika is in which direction from point A? So this was her starting point, this is her finishing point. So she is going to be in this direction. What direction is this? Southeast. So the correct answer for the first question is option 3, southeast. So for a lot of you are giving me the correct answer, very good. How much distance has been covered by Anamika from point B to point F? How much distance has been covered by Anamika from point B to point F? See, they are asking what is the distance that she has covered while walking. So how will you calculate that? From B to C, 4 meters. C to D, 5 meters. Again 3 meters here and 5 meters here. So the total distance that she has covered from point B to point F is nothing but 4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5, which is equal to 17 meters. So the answer for the second question is option 3, that is 17 meters. Next one. 8 members Z, A, X, B, L, M, J and Q are sitting around a circle facing the center. They have given information about their arrangement. You just have to arrange them and answer the questions that follow. Again, this was a very easy arrangement. Yes, so let us try it out right away. I don't think you need extra time to solve it. We should be able to solve it just by reading it. What is given here? L is sitting, everybody is facing center. Okay, everybody is going to face the center. L is sitting third to the right of B. So L is sitting third to the right of B means, let us take this to be L. So L is facing this, everybody is facing center. So L is sitting third to the right of B means where should B be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 members are there. Right? Now L is sitting third to the right of B means B should be here. Then only L is sitting third to the right of B. Correct? So B is also facing center. This is his right and this is his left. So L is sitting third to the right of B and second to the left of J. So where is J? J has to be here. Then only L is second to the left of J. X is not an immediate neighbor of B and J. So X is not an immediate neighbor of B and X is also not an immediate neighbor of J. So where should X be? X has to be here, right? X cannot be in these 2 places. X cannot be in these 2 places. So X has to be here. Now M is sitting opposite to X means M has to be opposite to X. So they should sit like this. A is not an immediate neighbor of M or B. So A cannot come in these 2 places. Where should A be? This has to be A. Z is not sitting opposite to J. So Z is not here means where should Z be? This has to be Z. So who is the only person now we are left with? It is Q. This is your final arrangement. Okay, Q, B, Z, M, J, A, L, X. Yes, that is the correct arrangement. Now, let us look at the questions that follow. Who is sitting opposite to Z? So, who is sitting opposite to Z? I'm just drawing the pattern here so that it's easier for us to answer the questions by looking at it. Who is sitting opposite to Z? L is sitting opposite to Z. If the positions of Z and Q are interchanged, then who is sitting third to the right of Z? If the positions of Z and Q if we interchange that, that means what will happen? Z will come here, Q will come here. Now, positions of Z and Q are interchanged. Who is sitting third to the right of Z? So, who is sitting third to the right of Z? In this case, A will be sitting third to the right of Z. So, for the second question, the correct answer is A. Now, what is the position of J with respect to M if J replaces his position with Q? So, what is the position of J with respect to M if J replaces his position with Q? Okay, so J and Q are interchanging their positions. So, basically J is coming here, Q is coming here. Position of J with respect to M. So, if you look at M, this is to the right of M, right? So, J is sitting third to the right of M. So, the correct answer here is option 3. J is third to the right of M. Yes, so good. Next one. So, the next set of questions are from blood relations. So, these questions you can either use the generation gap or gender technique that we use. You can also solve it using the normal way. Whichever is faster, you can follow that method to solve the question. So, what is given here? J plus P means J is the father of P, J minus P means J is the wife of P, J into P means J is the brother of P, and J divided by P means J is the sister of P. Now, the question is, how is E related to J? Okay, so how do you solve this? See, if you look at the generation gap, okay, between all these people, now D cross E. Now, D cross E means what? D is, this into symbol represents brother. So, basically these two people are in the same generation. So, here what should you put? You should put a 0, right? Because these two are in the same generation. Then you have E plus F. Now, E plus F means E is the father of F. So, the generation gap between E and F is 1. Now, next F and J. So, now if you look at F and J, F minus J means J is the, J minus P means J is the wife of P. So, here F is the wife of J. So, they are in the same generation. Now, how is E related to J? So, what is the generation gap between E and J? See, here I have 1, here I have 0. See, I needn't consider this part at all. I just need this part, right? So, if I look at E and J, what is the generation gap between them? It is 1, right? 1 plus 0, that is 1. So, generation gap between E and J is 1, means that E is 1 generation above J. This much I know, right? If E is in this generation, just below that generation J will come. Now, if you look at the options, question is, how is E related to J? So, E cannot be the daughter of J. E cannot be the grandfather of J. Similarly, E cannot be the son-in-law of J. So, based on the options, either the answer has to be father-in-law or it has to be none of these. Now, if you have none of these as the options, if it is not there, directly you can take father-in-law as the answer. But here, father-in-law option is also there. So, you will have to check and verify whether it is correct and then mark that as the answer. Okay. Now, what is given here? D cross E, right? Now, let me just erase all this. So, what does D cross E means? D is the brother of E. So, D is the brother means brother, I am just representing it as boy, male person, right? So, boy. You can use plus, minus or MF, whatever notation for male and female. See to it that you are using the standard notation throughout the problem, that's all. Next, E plus F means, what does E plus F mean? E is the father of F. So, E is the father of F. So, father means again E is a male person. Now, next, F minus J means F is the wife of J. So, F is the wife, so this is a female and this is a male. Now, what is the question? How is E related to J? So, E is J's father-in-law. The correct answer is option 1. Okay? Yes. So, for this question, whenever you have questions where this none of these options is there, generally this gender gap technique, you cannot rely on that. Okay, a lot of you ask me many times, ma'am, whenever a question on this symbol comes, can I directly use the generation gap technique or the gender technique to arrive at the answer? But when you have options like none of these in the question, it will make sense to draw this diagram at the first place, right? You should not be wasting your time actually trying out the gender or the generation gap technique and then understanding that it's going to be time consuming. Okay. Yes, D you needn't consider at all. You can start with E. If this question, none of these was not there. Okay, you can start with E and F. Then it becomes very easy, right? Then using the generation gap technique becomes very easy here. You needn't go this way. See, depending on the question, you have to choose the technique that you are following. Next question. Again, none of these option is there. So let us see. Which of the following shows that D is the maternal aunt of J? Now, look at this question. Even though none of these option is there, in this question, you will have to cross-check with 5 different options. So, for this question, if I say I am directly going to start drawing the blood relation diagram, then I have to draw the blood relation diagram for 4 different options, right? Then only I will get the correct answer. So, for such questions, what you can do is, you can also use the gender or the generation gap technique and eliminate a few options and then just draw the blood relation diagram for the remaining options and check. Okay. Now, some of you are asking me, what is this generation gap technique or what is this gender technique? Please refer to the basic videos that is there in your TalentSprint account. You will be able to understand it clearly. We would have explained it there in detail. Okay. Now, what is the question here? Which of the following shows that D is the maternal aunt of J? Now, the first option is definitely wrong. They have given 2 Ds here, right? So, that's definitely that option is wrong. You have 3 options left. Now, D is the maternal aunt of J. That means D has to be a female. So, D has to be a female. Let us see in which of these options D is a female. See here, second option says D divided by E. That means D is the sister of E. So, here in this option D is a female. Okay, so we can consider this option. Now, look at this one. Again, you have D divided by E. So, D can be a female. Now, look at this option, D minus F. Again, that means here also D is a female. So, if I use the, if I look at the gender, in all these 3 cases, D seems to be a female. Now, how do I know which is the right option? Let us now just look at the generation gap. Okay. So, I have to see the relationship between D and J, right? So, what does D divided by E? Means D is the sister of E. So, here the generation gap is 0. Then E minus F. E minus F means E is the wife of F again. So, here generation gap is 0. Then you have F plus J where F is the father of J. So, here if you see between D and J, the generation gap is 1. So, if D is in this generation, J is going to be just 1 generation below that. So, this satisfies the generation gap requirement. Let us look at the third option. Here you have D divided by E. So, D divided by E means both of them are in the same generation, sister, right? Then E minus J, wife. So, again no generation gap. So, if you look at the relationship between D and J, from this statement what I can understand is that D and J belong to the same generation. So, this option is not correct. The answer that I should get should be D is the maternal aunt of J. That means that D has to be 1 generation above J. Now, we are left with the fourth option. Now, the fourth option, if you look here, you have E percentage D. So, that is again 0. D minus F is 0. F plus J is 1. So, now again between D and J, the generation gap is 1, which means that if D is in this generation, J has to be 1 generation below it. So, you have to check option 2 and 4 alone. Draw the blood relation diagram for option 2 and 4 alone and check whether any one of them is correct. Okay, because these two are satisfying the condition that D is 1 generation above J and also D is a female. So, if I draw the blood relation diagram for the option 2, what will I get? D divided by E means D is the sister of E. So, female, right? Then E minus F means E is the wife of F. So, E is a female, F is a male, and then next says F plus J means F is the father of J. Now, here, yes, D is the maternal aunt of J. Whatever be the gender of J, D is the maternal aunt of J. That is his or her mother's sister. Correct answer is option 2. Okay. So, the correct answer here is option 2. Next one. D into E plus F divided by J. Then which of the following is true? So, let us just try this with the blood relations diagram. What do we get? D into E. I think that's more easy here. Okay. Again, none of these options is there. So, if you go with generation gap or gender technique, it's going to take time. Depending on the question, choose which method to follow. Sometimes these techniques become very useful. Sometimes it's always better to use your normal method that we use. So D cross E means D is the brother of E. So male. E plus F means E is the father of F. So E plus F means E is the father of F. So again a male person. And then F divided by J means F is the sister of J. F divided by J means F is the sister of J. So female. Now what is the question? Which of the following is true? E is the father of J. That is true, correct? See, these two are siblings, so definitely E has to be the father of J. D is the aunt of, no, D is not the aunt of F. That doesn't follow. J is the son of E. Again, we don't know the gender of J. J is the daughter of E. Again, we don't know the gender of J. Obviously, from this point itself, we can say the answer is option 1. Once you get E is the father of J, obviously you can take that as the answer. You needn't even look at the other options. Next. See here, this question, what is given here, which of the following is false? So everything else has to be true and there should only be one option which is false. Read the question clearly. Suddenly don't try to find out which is correct. Here they are asking which of the following is false. Now one thing when I look at the statement, what I will understand is that whenever you have such simple questions, no, whichever is the term that comes in the end, generally you will not be able to know the gender of this person. Right, F. Now F can be a male or a female. See, the only thing that I will make out from this last part is E cross F means E is the brother of F. So E is a male, but F can be a male or a female. I am not sure. But look at this option 4. Option 4 says F is the son of D, which can be or cannot be true. F can be a male or a female. I am not sure. So definitely the one that's going to be false is option 4. F is the son of D, because the gender of F is not known. Next. 3 ladies and 4 men in a group are a group of friends. So information about their profession is given and the cars that they own is given. So based on that you have to answer the questions that follow. See, in the AIM the most important thing is the questions that you choose. Sometimes even though some questions are easy, they might be time consuming. So it will make sense not to choose such questions in the examination. Like for example, some of these blood relation questions that we did today, even though they are easy, some of them are time consuming. So in the actual examination, you should not be choosing such questions. You should be choosing questions where you will get the answer really fast. If you have time, yes, you can definitely do. But when it comes to these examination, time is a big constraint, right? You have 80 questions which you have to finish in 45 minutes. So the time that you get per question is very less. Okay, I'm going to start. So this is what they have given. None of the ladies are a consultant or a lawyer. T is an air hostess. Okay, I'm going to start from there. T is in the meantime, if you have not solved it, you can please solve it. I'm just starting it slow. T is an air hostess. She owns an icon. R owns a Scorpio. So I don't know what R's profession is. Then it is saying M is not a doctor. L is a jeweler. L is a jeweler. He owns a Corolla. So L is a jeweler. He owns Corolla means L is a male. So I know the gender of L. Here similarly, T is an air hostess. She owns an icon. So she means female, right? T is a female. Then see here in the question they have said that there are 3 ladies and 4 men. So that's why I'm writing down their gender also. Next. R owns a Scorpio. Okay, that we have written. L is the jeweler. He owns Corolla. W is a lawyer and does not own an Alto. Okay, let's just leave that blank. Z is a consultant. Z is a consultant and owns Santro. The doctor owns Esteem car. So if you have a doctor, whoever it is, doctor owns an Esteem car, and whereas the professor owns a Scorpio. So who is the professor? So this is the professor. He owns a Scorpio. So that is the professor. R is the professor. The travel agent owns a Alto. So I have a travel agent who owns the Alto. None of these ladies own a Scorpio. So what does that mean? R is a male person, right? He owns this. A person who owns the Scorpio is not a female, so it's a male member. Now next, none of the ladies is a consultant or a lawyer. So this lawyer is also male, consultant is also male. In the question they have given that there are 4 men and 3 ladies. So these are the 4 men. So these 2 are definitely going to be ladies or female. Now what are we left here? See, if you look at the cars that each of them own, I am only left with one person. Everybody else I have filled. So what is the lawyer owning? The lawyer definitely has to own the Lancer. Then they had mentioned one statement which I have not used, that is M is not a doctor. So this has to be M, and so who is this? This has to be S. This is the final arrangement. Next, which car does S own? Which car does S own? S owns Esteem. Option 4. Who owns the car Lancer? Who owns the car Lancer? W. The lawyer owns the Lancer. What is the profession of R? R is the professor. So these are your answers, 4, 3 and 1. Yes, correct. Next question. So I think there was also a question, there was one sub question, okay, in this set. I think that question has not been taken for the session. They had asked who are the female members in the group. So it is going to be T, S and M, right? So the female here are T, S, M. The other 4, right, they are the male members, R, L, W and Z, male members. Next one. The next question is again on directions. So some information about different points are given, and based on that you have to answer the questions that follow. Yes, so let's try this out. What is given here? Point AB is 14 meters towards the west of point CD. So point AB. Again, if you are confused, you can always draw this on the side and keep so that you don't make a mistake. So point AB, this is point AB, is 14 meters to the west of point CD. So this is 14 meters. Then point NH is 4 meters to the south of point AB. Point NH is 4 meters, this point is NH, is 4 meters to the south of point AB. Point KL is 9 meters to the south of point AB. So if this is point KL, right, 9 meters to the south means this, right? If this is KL, then I already know this is 4 meters, so this has to be 5 meters, right? See, this full distance I know is 9 meters because they have given point KL is 9 meters to the south of AB. So if this is 4, then this has to be 5 because 5 plus 4 is 9. Next, point IJ is 7 meters towards the east of point NH. Point IJ is 7 meters to the east of NH. Point WX is 4 meters to the north of point IJ. Point WX is 4 meters to the north of point IJ. So point WX has to be here, right? WX is here. Now my diagram is not up to scale, so this is actually 7, right? And this is also 7 because I know this full length is 14. So this is 7 and this is 7. So this is point WX. Point UV is 4 meters towards the south of point CD. So again 4 meters here, this has to be point UV. So this is your diagram. Now let us look at the questions that follow. First question. CD is in which direction with respect to WX? So what is the answer for the first question? CD is in which direction with respect to WX? So if you look at WX, CD is towards this direction, that is towards the east. So I can say CD is towards the east of WX, correct? First one answer is east. NH is in which direction with respect to IJ? So again, NH is in which direction with respect to IJ? So NH is towards this direction with respect to IJ, that is the west. So second question answer is west. Next, if a person walks 5 meters towards north from point KL and then takes a right turn and walks for some distance, which of the following points would he reach first? So, if a person walks 5 meters towards north from KL and turns right, okay, and he is walking, which of the point will he reach first? He will reach IJ first, correct? Then only he will go to any other point. So, the correct answer for the third question is IJ. Which of the following points are in a straight line? That is your fourth question. So, which of the following points are in the straight line? Give me the answer for that. Fourth one answer is IJ, UV and NH. You can just check that in the diagram. IJ, UV and NH. All these three are in the straight line. Okay. See here, you have IJ, UV, NH. All these three come in a straight line. So, the correct answer here is option 4. Somebody says it's option 5. How can it be option 5? See, they have given KL, NH and WX. See, KL and NH are in the same line, but WX is not in the same line. So, this is not the correct option. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, next question. So, the next question, they have given a few trains and the different days of the week that these trains run. So, based on that, you have to answer the questions that follow. Again, a fairly easy set. So, if you are preparing for, let's say, IBPS PO, or you have been preparing for exams like SBI PO, all these questions are really a cakewalk. I'm sure all of you agree with me on that. So, sometimes when we start solving puzzles for this SBI PO and all, you know how long it takes, right? What is given here? 7 trains, namely Jammu Tawi Express, Gujarat Express, Dehradun Express, Awadh Express, Janata Express, Queen's Express and King's Express are scheduled to run to Mathura. There is only one train to Mathura on each of the 7 days of the week, starting from Monday and ending on a Sunday. Okay, so now let me just take the next slide so that you can solve it. In the meantime, I'll just write down the information that is given. So, I have 7 days in the week when the trains are running. So, Monday, Tuesday, starting from Monday. Okay. Now, based on the information, you have to see which train is running on which day. There is only one train to Mathura, yeah, that I just read. Dehradun Express runs on Wednesday. So, which is running on Wednesday? Dehradun Express is running on Wednesday. King's Express runs the days next to Gujarat Express. Gujarat Express does not run on Thursday and Friday. Then 2 trains run between the days of Gujarat Express and Janata Express. Awadh Express runs a day before Queen's Express, and Queen's Express runs on a Sunday. So, on a Sunday, Queen's Express runs. Then it is given Awadh Express runs a day before Queen's Express. So, this is Awadh Express. Now, next, what is said about this Gujarat Express and King's Express? See, it is given King's Express runs the next day to Gujarat Express, and it is also given that Gujarat Express does not run on a Thursday or a Friday. So, Gujarat Express can't be here or here, and I also know that whichever day Gujarat Express is running, the next day it has to be King's Express. So, they have to be adjacent to each other. Now, where is the only possible place I can keep them? I can't place them here. So, they have to be here. So, this has to be Gujarat Express and this has to be King's Express. So, this we have placed. Now, next you have 2 more days to fill, that is Thursday and Friday. Now, they have said that 2 trains run between the days of Gujarat Express and Janata Express. So, between Gujarat and Janata Express, there are 2 trains running. So, which should be Janata? This obviously has to be Janata Express. Now, so which is the train that's going to be running on Friday? That has to be Jammu Tawi Express. So, this is your final arrangement. Okay? Yes. Now, let us look at the questions that follow. Again, a very, very easy set it was. On which of the following days does the Jammu Tawi Express run? So, which of the following days does Jammu Tawi Express run? It runs on a Friday. Correct answer is option 1. How many trains run between Queen's Express and Dehradun Express? So, how many trains run between Queen's Express and Dehradun Express? You have 3 trains running between Queen's Express and Dehradun Express. 3. Okay, good. Okay. Yes, the first one the answer is Friday and the last one the answer is 3. So I think with that we are finishing the questions that were asked in the last week All India Mock Examination RRB assistant paper. Okay, the questions from the reasoning ability section was fairly easy. You can all see that, right? There were a few more questions which I did not choose. Again, they were also fairly easy. There were questions on coded inequalities and then again 2 or 3 questions on syllogisms. All of them were like easier than what the questions that we solved today. So the key is that, see, don't be happy thinking that questions are very easy, so I'm going to crack this examination. Many times when the question is easy for you, it is easy for other students also. So everybody will make all those easy questions correct. So you have, your speed has to be really good. You should try to get as many questions correct as possible. Okay, in all these examinations, never worry about the cutoff. The only thing that should be in your mind is I will get as many questions correct as possible and manage your time efficiently between the sections. Yes, some of these tests have like sectional timings, some of them don't have. So managing time is also very, very important. Great. So that is it from us for now and I will see you in the next session, and this is Gayatri signing off. Till then, take care. Good night.